Turkish FM, Trump agreed to stop arming Kurdish militia. CNN, President Donald Trump told the Turkish president that he will stop arming a Kurdish militia the Turkish government considers a terrorist organization, Turkey's foreign minister announced Friday. The decision would cut the flow of weapons from the U.S. to the IP, the Kurdish militia fighting with the U.S.-backed Syrian Democratic Forces, just 6 months after Trump approved the plan over Turkey's strenuous objections. Our discomfort regarding the provision of weapons to the IP was conveyed to Mr. Trump once again, Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said at a news conference Friday. Trump very clearly said he had given instructions to not provide weapons to the IP. The White House did not dispute the top Turkish diplomat's account of the Friday morning call between Trump and President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, but suggested there were no impending plans to stop supplying weapons to the IP. Trump informed Erdogan of pending adjustments to the military support provided to our partners on the ground in Syria, now that the Battle of Raqqa is complete and we are progressing into a stabilization phase, the White House said in a statement. Pressed about the U.S.'s specific plans, National Security Council spokesman Michael Antoine told CNN the U.S.'s supply of weapons to the IP will be winding down over time, as the physical caliphate is destroyed. It was not immediately clear whether Trump had overpromised in his conversation with Erdogan or if the Turkish foreign minister had oversold Trump's pledge to the U.S., but the lack of clarity could leave the IP and other U.S.-backed allies in Syria uncertain about the future of U.S. involvement in the region. But Cavusoglu was emphatic, saying Trump repeated by the end of the conversation before they hung up that he ordered generals and National Security Advisor Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster not to give arms. Trump approved the plan to supply weapons to the IP in May to help bolster the effort by U.S.-backed forces to capture Raqqa, the self-declared capital of ISIS. The IP is closely affiliated with the Kurdistan Workers' Party, the PKK, which has carried out terrorist attacks against Turkey, prompting concerns from the NATO ally that weapons supplied to the IP could wind up in the hands of the PKK. U.S.-backed forces captured Raqqa from ISIS last month in a major milestone in the fight against the terrorist group, but the Trump administration has offered no signals it would stop arming the Kurdish militia after the city's fall. Cavusoglu, the Turkish foreign minister, said Turkey welcomes Trump's promise of not providing weapons to the IP and is waiting for the pledge to be implemented practically. Trump's call with Erdogan had been expected to focus on the Syrian conflict, coming days after Erdogan met with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Iranian President Hassan Rouhani to discuss Syria's future. Trump also spoke earlier this week with Putin to discuss Syria.